Hello and welcome back to JKernifer Astrology. Today we're here to explore the new moon in Cancer happening on July 5th, 2024 at 6:57 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get ready for a wave of intense emotional transformation as the new moon in Cancer ushers in positive changes. Annually, the Cancer new moon, whether it happens in June or July, brings an opportunity to take the next step or a fresh start with something within your private or home life. Usually, this signifies a time to slow down, immediately following Gemini season's packed, busy social schedules. It's a time to turn inward, focus on oneself, and nurture loved ones, especially our mothers, sisters, daughters, and significant others who may be really going through it at this time. Depending on where you are in your soul's journey, the Cancer new moon serves to make us more aware of our dharma, our deepest aspirations, and our life path, and of our deepest needs for emotional security. The new moon in Cancer marks the third consecutive new moon featuring a conjunction to Venus. This is while Venus is in her superior conjunction to the Sun. This means that Venus is not visible from our Earth-based perspective, as Venus is conjuncting on the far side of the Sun, just out of view. The past couple months, while Venus has been transitioning from a morning star to an evening star, Venus has been resting, reflecting, and communing with the stars, and she will re-emerge in the sky as an evening star once she falls out of conjunction with the Sun. This happens a little bit closer to Leo season, July 22nd, July 23rd. Once Venus is about 14 degrees separated from the Sun. This is a symbolic rebirth of Venus and all things that Venus represents. The divine feminine collective, our mothers, sisters, daughters, significant others, what we love, value, invest time or energy into, and the work that we do to earn money or resources. Venus is therefore of great significance under the Cancer new moon 2024, and we'll dig deeper in later on in the video. In 2024, the Cancer new moon will take place on July 15th at exactly 14 degrees 23 minutes, the constellation Cancer. This is exactly on top of fixed star Sirius, Alpha Canis Majoris, which is the brightest star in our night sky. It shines even brighter than our sun. This star is positioned in the neck of Canis Major, the great dog. Sirius has 2 times the diameter of our sun and is about 9 light years away. In this video, we'll explore the archetypal energies for the Cancer new moon, the fixed star Sirius, and the major chart patterns and aspects involved. July's astrology is a battle between light and dark, with light dominating the feud. The 2024 Cancer new moon, happening on fixed star Sirius, one of, if not the most spiritual stars in our galaxy, indicates that we're manifesting and setting intentions, cultivating new ideas that are aligned with divine protection and are therefore divinely protected. Annually, the Cancer new moon falls within Cancer season, which falls between June 20th or 21st until about July 20th or 21st, depending on whether or not it's a leap year. Since 2024 is a leap year, Cancer season falls from June 21st to July 21st this year, with Leo season beginning on July 22nd. The new moon phase occurs when the sun and moon are in the same part of the sky or universe, causing the moon to appear invisible from our Earth-based perspective. You can use these few days of darkness surrounding the new moon to focus on what you would like to bring into the light of consciousness and manifest. Monthly, this time is ideal for setting goals, intentions. A new moon in Cancer in the middle of 2 back-to-back full moons in the sign of Capricorn indicates that these intentions are focused on themes of maturation, independence, freedom, autonomy, especially emotional maturation, as we break free from unhealthy attachments and enmeshments with family that stifle our growth and independence. For balance, we can always look to the opposite or sister sign, Capricorn, where we have Ceres for balance. Capricorn affirmation for balance. I am self-assured, self-disciplined, and decisive. According to Greek mythology, Hercules battled the many-headed Hydra on the path to overcoming his narcissistic father Zeus. During this battle, Hera, Zeus's wife, but not Hercules' mother, sent a giant crab down during battle in an attempt to sabotage him, who she had long hated for him being the product of Zeus's never-ending infidelity. Hercules defeats the crab and Hera attempts to save it by placing it in the heavens as the constellation Cancer, or so the story goes. Cancer energy is symbolized by the crab, which can be seen in its glyph. The glyph depicts a sideways 69, which is said to represent the crab's claws, the human breasts, ruled by Cancer energy, and two fish swimming against one another, similar to the Pisces glyph. Other animals often associated with Cancer energy include the crayfish, lobster, and snapping turtle. These creatures all share common traits. They can all be considered marine or water animals with hard exoskeletons and a mythical tie to the underworld, mysticism, and immortality. No offense, Cancer. It's due to your moodiness, tendency to snap out after you allow resentment to bubble up for too long, and tendency to hold onto things physically, emotionally, and mentally for far longer than is necessary or healthy. More on that in a moment. The moon is in her sign of rulership in Cancer, heightening strong qualities of the moon: emotions, sensitivity, and changeability. This also heightens the best qualities of Cancer, including compassion, empathy, loyalty, imagination, tenacity, and protectiveness. Sun in Cancer indicates we are perceiving the world around us through our feelings rather than through logic, Gemini or Virgo. In shadow, watch for moodiness, possessiveness, and a tendency to not let go. When really imbalanced and stuck in shadow, this energy has the potential to manipulate others by instilling guilt to test their depth of care. Please also be on the lookout for relapses in addiction. Cancer energy and its opposite sign, Capricorn, are two signs that are particularly prone to alcoholism. We also have both Saturn and Neptune aligned in the final degrees of Pisces, stationing retrograde together within days of one another, leading up to the Cancer new moon. And Pisces is another sign that struggles with not only boundaries, but addiction, avoidance, and escapism. Addictions can be as insidious as alcohol or drugs, and as seemingly harmless as the dopamine chase we get from caffeine, medical marijuana, or even Adderall, which is essentially just a legal form of methamphetamine. The words lunatic and moody both come from root words that are tied to the moon. Lunatic comes from luna, Spanish for the moon, and moody comes from moon. The moon remains in a perpetual cycle of rebirth and renewal, both disappearing from view and reappearing from view monthly. She changes so fast, in fact, that her shape and resulting appearance changes daily. Her cycle is only 29.53 days, the exact same length as a healthy woman's menstrual cycle. Please don't get triggered by this if you are a woman watching and your cycles are not synced with the moon. I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome at the onset of my first menses at age 13-14, and it was my path of holistic healing that ultimately led me to astrology. It took my body 2 years to detox from hormonal birth control to find some semblance of regularity in my cycles. If this speaks to you and you need guidance on your journey, feel free to send me an email. On top of all that I do to heal others in an emotional and spiritual way here on YouTube through astrology and tarot, I'm also a certified personal trainer who believes in balancing the whole body. Unresolved emotional pain and trauma manifests physically in the body through pain and illness, more often than not through our gut and through our skin. It took me several years, but I can confidently tell you that I put 6 autoimmune conditions into remission, where they remain, so long as I am self-disciplined with my lifestyle habits and with what I consume or put into my body. Cancer is a cardinal or initiating water sign whose emotions run deep. Cancer initiates with its outstanding compassion and empathy for others. Cancer's energy is deeply sensitive, both emotionally and intuitively. It's one of the most psychic signs. All the water signs carry deep intuitive and psychic abilities once you learn to tap into them. You can also email me if you would like help with that. Cancer energy has a deep need to care for and nurture others. So it makes sense that it's the natural ruler of the 4th house of one's natal astrology chart, the house of home and family, representing our most private nature, and combined with the 10th house directly opposite, the energy patterns of our maternal and paternal lineage that has been passed down by our ancestors for generations. This is why July, our natal moon placement, along with any 4th or 10th house placements, tends to carry the energy of the one who mothered us, which is often, but not always, our mother. If you came from a childhood of divorce like mine, each parent was positioned in a situation where they were forced to figure out how to balance both roles of the nurturer and the disciplinarian, in the absence of a counterpart. The same can be said in same-sex or same-gender couples who have children. Typically, within this dynamic, there is one party who identifies as more of the nurturer and one party who identifies as more of the disciplinarian. Each and every one of you watching has both yin, feminine, and yang, masculine energy within you. I am feminine by appearance and biological sex, but absolutely have dominant masculine energy with all of this ambition and drive. My current partner, an equally beautiful biological male, has more dominant yin energy, and the balance we create together is beautiful. There's a deep association between Cancer energy and a mother or a parent's love. When we become pregnant or have a child, it sets off a series of tremendous ego deaths, because we now find ourselves positioned with the responsibility of protecting, nurturing, and fostering the independence of our child. We learn to live for something other than ourselves. This loss of ego is necessary to bring a healthy person into the world. In shadow, it can manifest as the parent who cannot relinquish control, despite their very best intentions. And the result is an overprotective helicopter parent who is too afraid to let their child be independent. Another shadow expression of Cancer energy can be seen in the parent whose love is so devoted that they allow it to completely consume them, losing themselves and damaging relationships along the way as a result of its exhausting intensity. Cancer should also watch out for boundaries, as it has a tendency to adopt strays, misfits, underdogs, and people who need fixing. My mom is a July 2nd Cancer sun, and she has a long history of taking in strays, whether those are litters of bunnies, squirrels, kittens, or puppies who need rehabilitation and rehoming. It is her most beautiful trait. When imbalanced, this can also include bringing strays into the home, like, say, a stray construction worker who mooches off of your wealth for a free place to live for 18 years, under the guise of a relationship. But don't feel too bad for her, though. It takes two to tango. She used him equally for free or cheap labor while building her real estate empire, so both benefited from the situation.